Pay multiple customer invoices manually. From the Customers module, click Customer Receipt. Alternatively, from the Bank Accounts module, click Customer Receipt. The Customer Receipt window opens. An asterisk next to a heading indicates data must be entered in the box. In the Bank Details section, we can select the bank account the money will be paid into. From the Bank Account drop-down, choose the required bank account, then click OK. The bank account name and current balance are automatically populated. In the Customer Details section, we can select the customer account to post the receipt to. From the Account drop-down, choose the required customer, then click OK. Alternatively, use the search box to help you find the customer instead. For example, if I enter comp, then click Search, any customer records containing comp appear here. Once selected, the customer account name and current balance are automatically populated, and any unpaid transactions on the customer account are shown here. In the Receipt Details section, you can record any details of the payment received. The date box is populated with the current program date. This can be changed if required. In the reference box, enter a reference for the customer receipt. You have up to 30 alphanumeric characters. The extra reference box appears in versions 28.1 and above. In here, you can enter any additional reference for the customer receipt, if required. Again, you have up to 30 alphanumeric characters. In the Amount box, enter the amount of the customer receipt. In the bottom half of the window, several invoices are awaiting payment. The type of SI indicates the transaction is a sales invoice. If there are many transactions in the list, these can be filtered. To do this, click the Show drop-down. From here, you can choose to show only invoices that are due, or invoices within a date range. To display all unpaid transactions, choose All. By default, only the total amount of each invoice is displayed. To list individual item lines on each invoice, select this checkbox. To revert to the default view, select the checkbox again. Let's now manually select which invoices to pay with this receipt. To do this, for the first invoice to be paid, click the Receipt box and manually enter the receipt amount. Alternatively, from the toolbar, click Pay in Full or press the F3 function key on the keyboard. Note how the analysis total is updated with the total values in the receipt column. Repeat this process for each invoice to be paid. Click the Receipt box. Then click Pay in Full. The analysis total will update accordingly. To assign the customer receipt to a department, click here. From the Department drop-down, choose the required department, then click OK. To close the window, click OK again. Once you've paid all required invoices, the analysis total and amount boxes should match. We'll look at what happens when these do not match in a separate video. As we've received full payment of these customer invoices, no discount should be applied. To save time, when recording your customer receipt, bank charges can be applied here. For more information, please visit the Sage Help Center. Once you're happy, click Save. To close the customer receipt window, click Close. Let's now look at how this receipt has affected the customer account. From the Customers module, select the required customer. Then from the toolbar, click Activity. In the top half of the window, the customer receipt appears, including a unique number to identify the transaction on the audit trail, a type of SR for sales receipt, the date, ref, details, and amount of the receipt, an empty outstanding column on both the sales receipt transaction and each of the sales invoice transactions paid. As a sales receipt value represents a credit value in bookkeeping, the credit column contains the same value as the amount column, and the debit column is empty. In the bottom half of the window, any additional information entered appears, including the bank account nominal code and department assigned to the receipt. Any extra reference, if entered, the tax code assigned to the receipt. For standard VAT schemes, this will display as T9. For VAT cash accounting schemes, this will display as the same tax code applied to the original invoice. The invoice item lines paid by this receipt, including individual amounts and transaction numbers. The bottom half of the window can be hidden by clicking Hide Detail. To unhide this, click Show Detail. To close the activity window, click Close. You've now learned how to pay multiple invoices with a single customer receipt.